No, it's not just the beginning, it's actually the culmination. You know, in alchemy, the final manifestation of the one who is in the alchemical vessel and becoming transformed is called the rebus, right? And this is the res bina in Latin, which means the one who is dual, who has united the opposites of masculine and feminine, and who has become whole, not split, and therefore needing to find its other half in another being, but is whole within oneself. But that wholeness also contains the wholeness of the presence of God. So it is both the wholeness within the phenomenal presentation of a being as in total balance, but it is also the wholeness of God who is omnipresent and recognized as the essence of everything that is, both yin and yang, and who is both of the opposites in every case, including the opposites of light and dark, which means everything can be accepted, everything can be loved. Even the demons are loved by God. They're sent to hell, but they're loved by God anyway. You know, that it's that understanding. There is justice and there is mercy. And if you've chosen to be a demon, then you've chosen hell. But you can always shift. We always have that freedom to choose the other, because the opposites are always unified in the mind of God. And as we surrender to that divine mind, we become unified beings rather than scattered and fragmented egos.
It's interesting. I think it was the Guyana video we watched last night was talking about resolving inner conflict. I found that really helpful for the meditation practice, just something to aspire to, right? Because obviously there's tons of conflict in terms of opposing fragments and things like that, but what is the primary conflict that creates a sufficient amount of conscience, let's say, to want to engage in this alchemical process?
Well, do you want to be an ego or do you want to be the real self? That's the real conflict. And as long as you love your ego and what it can give you, its limited powers of bringing enjoyments and vengeance and envy and whatever is the ego's jouissance, versus living in accord with the Tao, which means sacrificing that and becoming detached from the world and from neediness and desire, and becoming complete and free of any identification with the material realm, and yet being able, because of that, to love it and accept its opposite tendencies and unite them. So it's that conflict. If you want to be liberated and you choose the real self over the ego, you're free. But if you choose the ego, there'll always be anguish, because your soul is ambivalent. Partly your soul wants to be enjoying the body and its gratifications, and partly it wants heaven and it wants divine love and bliss. But it can't have it both ways. And so it's that choice that has to be made. Once the choice is made for God consciousness, because God is omnipresent, you do get to enjoy earthly life, because samsara is nirvana. But the ego keeps those opposites split. And in fact, those two are actually one.